All right, guys, welcome to our next session here as we talk a little bit more about the partnership between GameOn and MX Player. So, Nicole, welcome to the Fireside chat. You and I, got introduced by Rahul from Jungly Games a little while ago, who's also appearing on another panel. Since then, we've become friends. We've worked together professionally, and appreciate you joining us today. So, thank you for being here, and We'll jump right in with the hard-hitting questions. First up, tell us about your role at MX Player. What do you do, and how'd you get into the role there?
Sure. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and yeah, we've been working with you for a while now. So, a great partnership with GameOn and MX, and thanks to Rahul for the introduction. I've been here at MX for almost 5 years. So I was in fact one of the early employees to join alongside Karan, and I've done bunch of roles here. So I started off as a chief of staff early on, where I worked with Karan on the overall strategy piece, figuring out how things will pan out and putting it bits by bits. And did that for the first couple of years. Then I moved on to international business. So we expanded to South Asia, the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. So it's a bunch of countries, and that we continue to do even today. So, and in the last couple of years, I've been doing the gaming business. We are one of the largest, H5 gaming companies as a platform in the country. And yeah, so I've had multiple roles at MX in the last 5 years.
Nice. And being head of gaming, were you a gamer growing up? Like, did you play games? How did you get into the gaming space, not only as maybe a gamer, but also professionally?
So I've been a casual gamer all my life. Started off playing Flash games, maybe I don't even know how long ago, and then played video games. Here in India, we had something called, if I remember it right, it was called Asian Sky Shop, that used to have a video game. and I think I played that, I think, almost 2 decades ago. Then gradually as the gaming market matured, so moved to console-based gaming, and in the last few years I've been an avid gamer on mobile. So yeah, pretty active on gaming otherwise. But it was a new business. I had never looked at business, and gaming as deeply as I'm looking at it right now. So it's been an exciting journey. Specifically at MX, we keep talking about it all the time, but that's our moat, which is a distribution. So it's all the more exciting to build something for such a huge audience, and that's how the gaming business for us becomes all the more exciting. And for me personally, leading this piece has been super.
Nice. I love it. And back to MX now. So, you guys are a powerhouse in not only content, but games. You recently surpassed 1 billion downloads, which is just a crazy number to think about. But what role has games played in that astronomical growth?
Yeah, so gaming was launched, early 2019, I think, if I'm not wrong, early 2020, sorry. And gaming, the idea of adding gaming was that it will take our overall entertainment super app narrative more stronger. We already had a product that had huge distribution. We had a product that was known for its local player capabilities. We had a very solid launch of our OTT service. We were already in one of the top players of OTT in India. And gaming became a logical extension to our larger growth plans. So with the integration of gaming, today we've become one-stop shop for all things related to entertainment. And yeah, so 1 billion downloads is obviously a great milestone to be, and it's I think the effort has been across teams spread across multiple regions for us. And yeah, the gaming has played a very significant role in growing that engagement loop for us. So if we were supposed to do X level of engagement before gaming has obviously helped us grow it by almost 30-40% across the MX platform. So yeah, it has been really, really remarkable for us.
Wow, that's a huge number, huge impact. Now to GameOn and MX Players partnership. We partnered last year. The games part of your experience has primarily been focused on hyper casual games. This time we're bringing something a little bit different in prediction games. Obviously, I know about the partnership, but I'll let you tell the audience about what GameOn and MX Player are up to.
Yeah, so we started off with the idea of catering to the biggest cricket audience in the world, which is India, and leveraging MX distribution and games technology and product as a combination. So I think it was a no-brainer. I think in the first conversation that we had that it's going to be a great success for us. Prediction gaming as a category of game for cricket is something that the audience or the casual gamers connect with immediately. So I think that way it has worked really well for us. We launched if I remember it right, I think we launched the cricket prediction game, which is called the MX Cricket Predictor, in the middle of previous IPL, and from there the growth has been phenomenal. Maybe I'll let you talk about the numbers from GameOn's perspective, but yeah, it has certainly helped us grow our engagement on MX, and cricket games as a category of MX is probably one of our largest category of games. So we have about 5-6 games, and MX Cricket Predictor has obviously surpassed engagement across all these games. So I certainly believe that there's been a great engagement growth with this game on the platform.
Yeah, no, I spoke about numbers a little bit in the keynote, just a little bit before, and I think we're at over 500,000 active users now, and over 12 million predictions made, which is really exciting across all cricket tournaments, from the T20 World Cup to the IPL and everything in between. I said it in the last keynote as well, but I grew up in Australia, so big cricket fan growing up. So this was something really exciting to work on with you guys. Big cricket fan, so really exciting to see that come to life. But what excites you about other games like prediction and fantasy games, like as a category, outside of the hyper casual gaming environment? Like what really excites you about other types of predictive and fantasy type games?
So, ever since we launched games on MX in the last 2 years, we've probably had more than 200 games on the platform. And this include games both that are created in our in-house studio, as well as the games that we partner with multiple other gaming studios and publishers. So in that sense, we've seen cricket has been like I think it'll sound repetitive, but cricket as a category or a genre of games has given the maximum number of engagement. It's probably impacted maximum engagement metrics for us in that sense. Fantasy as a category is probably big because of many real money gaming apps. We are a non-RMG platform, so we are catering to casual gamers who are not looking to bet money, but you're looking for engagement, to play around with fantasy and get a similar experience. So we basically created a non-RMG version of a popular gaming format, which is fantasy and again cricket prediction. And we thought that it'll work like a charm, because there are millions of users playing across various RMG platforms, and MX as a platform provides them a place to play for entertainment, and not bet money. So, and we gave them rewards like currency, like coupons. So that loops, we were pretty confident that it will work well with the formats of games we want to run. I think that's how that's how we went up launching these two categories of games on the platform.
That makes sense. And then putting you on the spot a little bit here, but how did you perform? Are you a good IPL cricket predictor? How do you obviously, I think you're a cricket fan, but how did you perform in the game over the season?
Yeah, so as gaming as a business for us has been growing consistently over the last many months.
No, I mean you personally. How did you in your predictions?
I'm a loyal MX player gaming user. If I could just show my screen here, I would probably have thousands of coins and rewards from MX that I've not encashed in any form of, right. But yeah, I played a lot of games. In fact, just to ensure that all the games that we run on MX are running in the right way, I probably end up spending more time on playing the game than doing actual work. So in that sense, I would have made decent engagement numbers for the platform.
I love it. And then obviously cricket, you're saying is a big category for you guys in itself, be it prediction games or hyper casual games. It's just been a big driver for you. What other types of content do you see being successful with gamification, with games? Like, I know MX Player has their own scripted series that you guys produce. Other things like news, elections, the stock market, reality TV. Do you see these categories being having as much potential as sports in India?
Of course, I 100% believe that the prediction is a category of game that can be used across different industries, genres. Like cricket is a no-brainer, but specifically for news or politics or TV series or some of the reality shows. In fact, I'll give you two examples. We launched our first big series, Ashram, a couple of years ago, and we created a great game called Ashram Heights, which was launched to drive engagement for the show vis-a-vis the game, and we saw some really phenomenal numbers on that game. Similarly, we recently concluded our show called Lock Up, and it had a game created that was resonating what was happening in the show. So, and that game also had a very high engagement with our users. So we've seen that if you create a game that connects to the show or a web series that's happening on the same time on the platform, the audience is much more engaged because you're playing what you're seeing, right? So the kind of stickiness you see on such a game is far higher than other hyper casual games. So yeah, I believe there are a lot more ways you could connect it to not just cricket but other genres. In fact, you could do it with many other sports. So India as a country is fortunate enough to have many sports that we see, and with IPL we've seen similar formats happening in badminton, kabaddi, football. So why not? Like, I believe that we should. I think in fact you and I have been talking about it for a while. We actually we have been planning to create games around it, and I really believe that this year we'll have all of these games ready.
Yeah, agree. And I also agree with what you're saying in that it makes a stickier user, and also conversely on the other side, a stickier viewer. When the viewer can actually play the content and not just passively watch it, it makes a huge difference. And in fact, millennials and Gen Z are demanding that. Like, they don't want to watch something passively. Even sports, they don't want to just watch a game passively. They actually want to influence it and own it and actually be part of it. So that's really cool. When you do create a game around something like Ashram, do they kind of live separately in their own worlds, or do you also do things like promote it in the actual show itself, or like have other elements where they're integrating each other's experiences?
So for us, we've yet not tried putting the game into the show. That's in fact, I don't want to talk more about it because we're actually planning on something like that in the future. But so far, we used to put the game on the platform. So considering the users are coming to watch the show, there were certain growth hooks that would incentivize the user to play the game, and vice versa. So you could play the game and then come and watch the show, or you could actually watch the show and then come and play the game. So we worked like that so far. But considering these were some of the big format of shows that we've launched, there was familiarity with the name of the show, and that resonate with the popularity of the game as well. But going forward, we would actually exploring putting the game into the show, so that as you play along with the show, you actually see the impact on the game. So there are some some things in the plan, but I would not want to open it so
Right.
soon.
Stay tuned.
For sure.
And last question, on another panel, we're going to talk about NFTs and NFTs role in gaming and what that looks like in the future. We have some great people joining us on that, including the Polygon team. But what are your thoughts on NFTs and games, and is it in the roadmap for MX Player?
So I genuinely believe that in the whole NFT and the Web3 space, I think especially for the gaming community, there's a very clear cut value addition, right? When you let users of your games, the power users or the community of the users hold a significant chunk of what's what we call digital collectibles. That makes the complete sense. We are exploring something like this at MX, but it's still early stages of conversation, so I won't be able to talk much about it. But yeah, as a platform, we are very bullish about what's happening in the entire Web3 space. NFT being a part of it. So yeah, we really hope that we launch our own NFTs of some of our shows in the future. But as of now, it's still that we are exploring how do we basically get be a part of this entire NFT wave.
Awesome. All right, cool. A couple of things there for the viewers to keep an eye on as you guys as you've hinted to a couple of exciting things coming up. So good stuff. Excited. Thank you so much for taking the time. I look forward to building on our partnership, and thanks for joining us. It was great.
Super. Thanks for having me. And before we conclude, I'd like to specifically thank Matt to look at India very seriously and doing a lot of work with MX, and helping us bring a great gaming experience to our users, and look forward to us even greater 2022 and 23.
Yes, no, it's been a pleasure. Our growth in India has been very organic and authentic. With you guys, with Polygon, and with Times Internet as a whole. So looking forward to building on that. So thanks, Nakul. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Thanks, Matt.